President von der Leyen and the College of Commissioners were in New Delhi from 27th to 28th February to deepen relations with the largest democracy in the world. She made a case for a stronger EU-India ties in an increasingly complex world. She stressed that both the sides' interests coincide more often than not and said that it was time to realign common priorities rather than get stuck trying to find agreement in every single issue.
But we think it's an important part of being in a shared alliance together that the Europeans step up while America focuses on areas of the world that are in great danger.
The global security landscape is undergoing a significant transformation as the United States increasingly distances itself from its traditional role as Europe's primary security guarantor. The shift has prompted European nations to seek alternative strategic partnerships to bolster their defense capabilities and geopolitical influence. Among these emerging partnerships, India has emerged as a crucial player. India and the European Union share common values of democracy, multilateralism, and rule-based international order, making their strategic alignment increasingly relevant.
And I'm sure we'll talk about some of
the United States, under successive administrations, has signaled a shift in global security priorities. While NATO remains a cornerstone of European security, Washington's focus has increasingly shifted towards Indo-Pacific, particularly in countering China's rise. This pivot, along with growing reluctance to commit resources to European defense, has created uncertainties within the European Union regarding its long-term security arrangements.
I'm also going to ask all NATO nations to increase defense spending to 5% of GDP, which is what it should have been years ago. It was only at 2%, and most nations didn't pay until I came along. I insisted that they pay, and they did, because the United States was really paying the difference at that time, and it was unfair to the United States. But
US President Donald Trump repeatedly has questioned NATO's relevance and has pressured European nations to increase their defense spendings. This he had said so a number of times during his previous term as well. The Biden administration reaffirmed support for NATO but continued prioritizing Asia-Pacific security. Now in this second Trump presidency, it appears that he wants to accelerate this strategic disengagement. In response, Europe is looking for diversification in its defense partnerships, with India emerging as a natural partner given its military capabilities, strategic location, and shared interest in global stability. Amongst all this, there is a strategic convergence between India and the European Union. There is growing defense and military cooperation as India and the EU have increasingly recognized the need for structured defense partnership. Several factors have driven this engagement. The Indo-Pacific region, where Europe has growing economic and strategic interests, has become a focal point of India-EU cooperation. The EU launched its Indo-Pacific strategy in 2021, emphasizing deeper engagement with India on maritime security, naval interoperability, and freedom of navigation. India has conducted joint naval exercises with France, Germany, and the United Kingdom, showcasing growing strategic synergies. The EU's interest in Indian Ocean security aligns with India's role as a net security provider in the region. The India-EU Trade and Technology Council, launched in year 2022, aims to foster deeper cooperation in defense technology, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity. European defense manufacturers, particularly in France, Germany, and Sweden, are increasingly collaborating with India's Atmanirbhar or Self-Reliance India initiative to co-develop and co-produce advanced defense systems. Joint production of fighter jets, submarines, and missile defense systems is under discussion. The threat of terrorism and cyber warfare has driven India and the EU closer in intelligence sharing and counterterrorism efforts. The Europol and Indian intelligence agencies have strengthened their cooperation to combat global terror networks. Joint effort to counter online radicalization and enhance cyber resilience have become a key focus area. India and the EU share a commitment to rule-based international order and multilateralism. Both partners support United Nations reforms, particularly India's bid for permanent seat in United Nations Security Council. They collaborate in G20, BRICS, and the Indo-Pacific Quad Plus dialogues, shaping global governance policies.
With the United States stepping back from its traditional role as Europe's security guarantor, EU is compelled to seek new strategic partnerships. India, with its growing defense capabilities and strategic vision, is an ideal partner for Europe's evolving security needs. The India-EU defense relationship is still at a very early stage, but the alignment of their strategic interests, particularly in maritime security, defense, technology, and counter-terrorism, positions them as natural allies in a multipolar world. As both partners navigate global uncertainties, their expanding defense and security cooperation will play a crucial role in shaping the future of regional and global stability.